What's up, internet? It's the Jerry Crew. Yeah, we are the Jerry Crew. We post every week, or at least we tried to.
Today, we're going to be doing kind of a throwback. We have two parts of us reading My Immortal, and it was a ride.
We are going to be doing the part 3 of our My Immortal series. If you want to see like our vintage Jerry Crew videos of the part 1 and part 2, those will be in the description box below. Yeah, we're starting at chapter 24.
Jesus.
She's so gothic. There's a disclaimer. Preps, stop flamin' the video. You're just jealous, so fuck you. Okay, go to hell. 11 Raven for the help.
Yeah.
So we had divination next, so I got to ask Professor Trivoli about the visions. Konnichiwa, everybody come in, said Professor Sinister in Japanese. She smelled at me with her gothic black lipstick. She's the coolest fucking teacher ever. Her mom was a vampire. She's also half Japanese, so she speaks it in everything. I can't do this. She and Bloody Mary get along great. We went inside the black classroom with pastors of Emily the Strong. I raised my hand. What is it, Ebony? She asked. Hey, I love your nail polish. Where'd you get it, Hot Topic? Yeah, I answered. All the preps who didn't know what Hot Topic was gave me weird looks. I gave them the middle finger. Well, I have to talk to you about some things. When do you want to do it? How about now? She asked. Okay, I said. Okay, class, fucking dismissed everyone. Professor Trivoli said, and she let everyone go. Except for you, Brittany. She pointed at Brittany and some other preps. Please do exercise 1 on page 3. Okay, I'm having lots of visions, I said in a worried voice. I'm so worried, is Draco going to? She gave me a black crystal ball to lock in. I looked at it. What do you see? I said, I see a black gothic skull and a pentagram. Suddenly there was a knock at the door. I looked at it. It was Draco. He was looking really sexy, wearing a black leather facade. Okay, you can go now, see ya, cunt, said Professor Sinister. Bye, bitch, I said, waving. I went to Draco, and Vampire was sitting next to him. We both followed Draco together, and I was so exhibited.
Chapter 25. His you-know-what. I was so excited. I followed Draco, wondering if we were going to do it again. We went outside, and then we went into Draco's black car. Ebony, what the fuck did Professor Trivoli say? Trivoli?
I don't even know.
Okay. Whispered Draco, potting his gothic white hand with black nail polish on mine. She said she would tell me what the visions meant tomorrow, I grumbled in a sexy voice. He took out a heroin cabaret and spiked it and gave it to me to spork. He started to fly the car into a tree. We went to the top of it. Draco put on some MCR. We started taking off each other's clothes fervently. Then he put his throbbing you-know-what in my tool sexily. OMFG, Draco, I screamed, having an orgasm. We stated Frenching passively. Suddenly, I fell asleep. I started having a dream. In it, a black guy was shooting 2 gothic men with long black hair. No, please don't fucking kill us, they pleaded, but he just kept shooting them. He ran away in a red car. No, oh my fucking god, I shouted in a scared voice. Ebony, what's wrong? Draco asked me as I woke up, opening my icy blue eyes. I started to cry and tears of blood went down my face. I told Draco to call Vampire. He did it with his black Lincoln Park Mobile. But the worst thing was who the people were shot in the dream were. Lucian and Sirius. I have no idea what's going on. I know that they're having sex and listening to MCR in a tree.
I guess. Chapter 26. I have a question. I have a lot of questions.
I have several.
A few minutes later, Vampire came to the tree. He was wearing a black leather Jackson. Hi, Vampire, I said flirtily as I started to sob.
So she's flirting by sobbing?
Yes.
Okay.
I started to cry tears of blood and then told them what had happened. Oh, fuck it, Vampire shouted angrily. He started to cry sadly. What fucking dick did that? I don't know, I said. Now come on, we have to tell Dumbledore. We ran out of the tree and into the castle. Dumbledore was sitting in his office. Sire, our dads have been shot.
Wait, what?
Sire, our dads have been shot.
Okay, that's what I thought you said.
Draco said while we wiped some tears from his white face. And Ebony had a vision in a dream. Dumbledore started to cackle. Ha 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 ha. And how do you expect me to know Ebony's not divisional?
Divisional?
Look, motherfucker, he said angrily. Dumbledore gasped. You know very well that I'm not decisional. Now get some fucking people out there to look for Sirius and Lucian. Pronto. Okay, he said in an intimidated voice. Where are they? I thought about it. Then all of a sudden, Long Don. I guess that's supposed to be London. Long Don.
Long Don.
I told him which street. He went and called some people and did some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And after a few misjunes, he came back and said people were going to look for them. After a while, someone called him again. He said that they had been found. Draco, Vampire, and I left to our rooms together. I went with Draco to wait in the nurse's office while Vampire went to slit his wrists in his room.
Mm-hmm.
We looked at each other's gothic, depressed eyes. Then,
look at our gothic, depressed eyes.
I know. Then we kissed. Suddenly, Sirius and Lucian came in on stretchers.
What?
And Professor Sinister was behind them.
Chapter 27. Vampires will never hurt you. Everyone in the room started to cry happily. I had saved them. Draco, Lucian, Sirius, Bond, Vampire, all came to hug me. The nurse started to give them medicine. Come on, Ebony, but it's spelled C-U-M. That's funny. Come on, Ebony, said Professor Sinatra. I have to tell you the fucking perdition. Professor Sinister took out some black cards. She started to look into a black crucible ball. She said, Tara, I see Drac times are near. She said badly. She peered into the balls. You see, you must go back in time. She took out a time toner like Bloody Mary had. When Voldemort was in Hogwarts before he became powerful, he got his heart broken. How do you think he would still become Voldemort if he was in love? I shook my head. You must go back in time and seduce him. It's the only way. If he is still evil, then you must kill him. You can come to my room tomorrow and you can do it. Wait, so I don't know. Is she
So now they're trying to seduce Voldemort now.
Okay. Alright. I like it. Okay, I said sadly. We did Death's touch sin.
We did Death's touch sin. I don't know what that means, but just yes.
It means, but I went outside again, sadly. What fucking happened? Asked Draco and Vampire. Yeah, what happened? Asked Darkness, Willow, and Bloody Mary. I was about to tell them, but everyone was there. They were celebrating Lucian and Sirius being fond. Everyone was proud of me, but I just wanted to talk to Draco. They were cheesing my name, and some reporters were there trying to interview Dumbledore. A banner was put up. Lots of fucking preps were there, obviously, trying to be gothic, wearing the hymn sign on their hands, despite them not having actually heard of them. Even Mr. Norris looked happy. A black and red cake had been brought out. Crab and Goik set up some fireworks in the shape of skulls from Wesley's Wizard Wises. I put on my invisibility coat with Vampire and Draco, and we sneaked outside together.
Chapter 28. Vampires likes to watch. We went into the black room. The walls were black with portraits of gothic bands like MCR, GC, and Marilyn Manson all over them. A big black coffin was in the middle. Red velvet lined the black box. There were 3 chairs made of bones with real skulls in them. I sat down on one of the chairs dispersedly. Are you okay? Vampire asked, patting his alabaster hand on mine. Yeah, I guess, I said sadly. Draco also pat his hand on mine sexily. I smiled sadly with my black lipstick. The problem is, I have to seduce Voldemort. I'll have to go back in time. Draco started to cry sadly. Vampire hugged him. It's okay, Ebony, he said finally, but what about me? You're not gonna rock up or anything, are you? Of course not, I gasped. Really? He asked. Sure. I Frenched sexily. Vampire looked at us. I took off Draco's MCR shirt and seductively took off his pants. He was hung like a stallion, I gasped. He looked exactly like Gerard Way. Vampire took a video camera. I took off my clothes. Then we were in for the ride of R started Frenching and we climbed into the coffin. He put his spook in my you-know-what and passively we did it.
His spook?
And passively we did it. I love you, Ebony. Oh, let me feel you, I need to feel you, he screamed as we got an orgasm. We watched Vampire filmed everything perfectly. Suddenly, what the fuck are you doing? It was Snap and Professor McGoogle.
Chapter 29, bring out the whips.
I'm terrified.
Oh my Satan, we screamed as we jumped out of the coffin. Snap and Professor McGoogle started to shoot at us angrily. Come now! Preacher McGonagall yielded. We did guiltily. We left the room, putting on our clothes. Snoop garbed this. Snoop garbed the caramel and put it in his pocket. Hey, what the fuck? Vampire shooted angrily. Yeah, Buster, what the fuck are you gonna do with the fucking camera? Draco demanded, all protective, looking at me longingly with his gothic red eyes. Look, Dumbledore knows your little secret, and if you do this again, then you will go to St. Mango's. So give back the camera! Haha! The mystery of magic thinks he is crazy. There is no way they will believe him. Snoop laughed meanly.
Snoop Dogg way!
Yes, so shut your mouth, you insolent fools, yelled Professor McGoggle. She made us come into, because it's spelled C-U-M. I was like, geez. She made us come into a weird room with white stones all around it. There are all these weird tools in it. Draco started to cry all sexy and sexative. I started to cry tears of blood. It happens in Vampire Chronicles, Raven said, so okay, so fuck you. Vampire took out a black handkerchief and started to wipe my red.
A handkerchief?
Honk! Like a goose. He and Snoop both took out guns using magic. They started to shoot each other angrily. None of the ballots got on each other yet. I took out my wand. Procio! I shouted. Snap stated to scram. He dropped a gun. But it was too late. Both of them had run out of ballots. I stopped the curse. Professor McGoogle did a spell so that we were all chained up. She took out a box of tools. Then she said, okay, Cerberus, I'm gonna go now. She left. Snap started to laugh evilly. Vampire started to cry. It's okay, Enemy, said Draco. Evergreen will be alright. Remember the Sidio you took of Snake? Snape laughed again. And then he took out some whips! So we're gonna leave you off of that cliffhanger to, just
mull over what you read.
To leave up to your imagination what Snoop Dogg does with those whips. Always a ride reading My Immortal. I forgot just how incoherent it really was.
Like, they completely, like, forgot about, like, the plot of, like, trying to seduce, like, Voldemort, and it just became, like, McGoogle and Snoop were shooting them. If you like what you saw, please click like and subscribe.
Subscribe to see more of whatever the heck this was.
Bye.
Bye.